Take a deep breath and let your eyes close gently. Feel yourself settling into this moment of rest, this sacred pause at the end of your day. With each breath in, feel your chest expand, your lungs fill with fresh, clean air. And with each breath out, let tension flow out of your body like water draining away. Breathe in peace, breathe out stress, breathe in calm, breathe out worry. Just breathing, just releasing, just settling deeper and deeper into this moment. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Feel the weight of them releasing downward. Let your jaw soften, your teeth slightly apart. No tension in your face. Let your whole being release into relaxation, into rest, into this sacred space between waking and sleeping. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. Just breathe and be here, present in this moment, ready for the journey ahead. Tonight you find yourself standing at the edge of a great city, not just any city. This is Rome, your inner Rome, the city of civilization within you, the place where different parts of your psyche live and work and interact, and sometimes, unfortunately, clash. Rome represents the civilized parts of you, the parts that have learned to cooperate, to build, to create structure and order. When Rome is functioning well, it's magnificent, a city of marble and gold, gleaming white in the sunlight. A city of forums where ideas are exchanged, temples where the sacred is honored, theaters where stories are told, libraries where wisdom is preserved. This is you at your most organized, your most civilized, your most capable of complex functioning. All your many parts living together, working together, creating together. But tonight, as you stand at the massive city gates looking in, something is wrong. You can hear it from here, the sounds of conflict echoing through the streets. Shouting, angry voices raised in accusation, the clash of weapons, metal against metal, sharp and terrible, the roar of crowds caught in chaos, mob energy building and destructive. Smoke rising from various quarters of the city, dark columns against the evening sky. There is war in your Rome, and it needs to end. You've felt this internal conflict for a while now. Different parts of yourself pulling in different directions, opposing each other, fighting for dominance. The exhaustion of it, the drain on your energy. The way nothing gets accomplished when so much power is spent fighting yourself instead of moving forward. The paralysis that comes from having parts of you cancel each other out. It's time to bring peace to Rome. It's time to end the civil war within. You begin walking toward the city gates, and as you do, you feel it beginning to rise within you, your whirlwind, your energy, your power, your ability to bring order to chaos. It begins as a gentle spiral around your feet, barely visible at first, just a slight stirring of the air, lifting dust in small swirls. Then it grows, spinning smoothly upward, surrounding you in golden amber light mixed with sapphire blue. Beautiful colors, peaceful colors, blending and swirling around you like a living cloak. This is not destructive whirlwind energy. This is ordering energy, peaceful power. The kind of force that doesn't destroy but organizes, that doesn't tear down but realigns, that doesn't fight fire with fire but transforms fire into something useful. Your whirlwind grows stronger with each step you take toward Rome, responding to your intention to bring peace, drawing power from your commitment to ending this internal war. You pass through the city gates, massive things of oak and iron, standing open but damaged from the fighting. The guards, aspects of yourself stationed there, snap to attention as they see you approaching with your whirlwind. They recognize you. They know you have authority here. These are the guardians of your boundaries, and they look relieved to see you. The city is in chaos, one guard reports, voice strained with concern. The factions are at war. We can't maintain order anymore. It's gotten too big for us to control. I know, you say calmly, and your voice carries unusual steadiness, unusual authority. That's why I'm here. The war ends tonight. Rome will be at peace by morning. The guards look at each other, wanting to believe but uncertain. They've seen this war go on for so long. Can it really end in one night? Trust me, you say. Watch and see. You enter Rome with your whirlwind around you, a column of peaceful power moving through the streets. And now you can see the conflict up close, in terrible detail. The streets are in disarray, cobblestones torn up to use as projectiles, market stalls overturned and burning, beautiful murals defaced, fountains running red with metaphorical blood. Buildings are damaged, walls scarred with weapons marks, windows broken, doors torn from hinges. Fires burn in several quarters, sending smoke into the sky. And everywhere, fighting. Different factions are at war, aspects of yourself in conflict with each other. You see it clearly now, more clearly than ever before. There's the part of you that wants to move forward, take risks, try new things, explore unknown territory, battling against the part that wants to stay safe, avoid danger, maintain the familiar, keep everything controlled and predictable. They're locked in combat in the middle of a street, neither gaining ground, both exhausting themselves. The risk taker, yelling, "You're holding us back! We're dying of stagnation!" The safety keeper shouting back, "You're going to get us killed! We need stability!" Further down the street you see another battle. The part of you that wants to speak truth, express yourself authentically, say what needs to be said without filter or apology, is fighting the part that wants to stay silent, avoid conflict, keep the peace at any cost, never rock the boat. They're screaming at each other, weapons drawn, each convinced the other is the enemy. The truth speaker yelling, "You're making us invisible. We have a voice and need to use it." The peacekeepers shouting back, "You're going to get us rejected." Sometimes silence is wisdom. In another square, the part that wants to rest, to slow down, to take care of yourself, to honor limits and needs, is at war with the part that drives for achievement, pushes for more, measures worth by productivity, never allows stopping or resting. They're equally matched, equally determined, equally convinced that survival depends on defeating the other. The rest seeker crying, "You're burning us out. We need recovery time." The achiever yelling back, "You're making us lazy. Success requires sacrifice." Elsewhere, the part that wants to feel, to process emotions, to honor grief and joy and everything in between, is battling the part that wants to think, to stay rational, to analyze everything, to keep emotions at a distance. Feelings matter. They're information. Versus logic is what keeps us safe. Emotions are dangerous. The part that wants connection, intimacy, vulnerability, is fighting the part that wants independence, self-sufficiency, protective walls. The part that wants structure and planning wars with the part that wants spontaneity and freedom. The part that wants to heal old wounds fights with the part that wants to just move on and forget. But on and on, every internal contradiction, every unresolved tension, every unintegrated opposite, all of them at war. War, internal war, civil war in the city of yourself. And you have come to end it, not by taking sides, not by declaring winners and losers, but by helping all parts see they're on the same team. You walk steadily toward the center of Rome, toward the great forum, where all roads meet, where all the factions eventually converge. Your whirlwind moves with you, growing larger, more powerful, more present. People fighting in the streets pause to watch you pass. There's something about your presence, your calm authority, your peaceful power that makes them hesitate. The column of golden and blue light is hard to ignore. Some of the fighters actually lower their weapons slightly, distracted by this strange sight. You reach the Forum, a vast open space at the heart of Rome, surrounded by marble columns, 3 stories high, facades of important buildings, the Senate, the Temple, the Treasury, the Hall of Records. This is the center of your civilized self, the place where, in peaceful times, all parts come together to discuss, to decide, to cooperate, to govern the self democratically rather than through internal tyranny. But tonight the Forum is a battlefield. The warring factions have all converged here, drawn to the symbolic center, and the fighting is most intense at this central point. And the noise is deafening. Hundreds of voices yelling, weapons clashing, crowds roaring. The chaos is overwhelming, bodies in motion everywhere, impossible to distinguish individual struggles from the mass combat. This is the heart of your internal conflict, and it's tearing your Rome apart from the center outward. You stand at the edge of the Forum, and you take a deep breath, deep and slow, gathering yourself, centering yourself, remembering your purpose. The whirlwind around you grows larger still, more powerful, rising up high into the sky above Rome, visible from everywhere in the city. It's like a tornado now, but beautiful, not destructive. Golden and blue light spinning smoothly, gracefully, reaching hundreds of feet into the air. Everyone can see it now, this column of light, this pillar of peace, spinning above the Forum, impossible to miss. The fighting begins to slow just from the sight of it. Fighters pausing, looking up, distracted by this impossible, beautiful thing. What is that? Where did it come from? What's happening? And you speak. Your voice carries across the Forum, amplified somehow by the whirlwind, enhanced by the spinning energy around you, reaching into every corner of the vast space, into every ear, into every heart. Enough. The war ends now. The words echo and re-echo, bouncing off marble walls, reverberating through streets, carried by the whirlwind to every part of Rome. Enough! The war ends now! The sound itself has power, has authority, has the weight of truth that cannot be denied. And with the words, your whirlwind expands outward in a great wave, flowing through the Forum first like a tsunami of peaceful light, then radiating out through every street, every building, every corner of the city. The wave moves fast but gently, irresistibly but kindly, touching everything, missing nothing. Where the whirlwind touches the warriors, something remarkable happens. Weapons become heavy in their hands, not dropped forcefully, not wrenched away, just suddenly feeling too heavy to hold. The effort to keep holding them becomes too much. They lower them, drop them, let them clatter to the ground with sounds like bells chiming, metallic and final. The whirlwind isn't forcing them, it's just making it clear, making it felt, that holding weapons takes energy. And wouldn't it be easier to just let them go? Wouldn't it feel better to release the burden? Where the whirlwind touches the angry fighters, rage begins to dissolve. Not suppressed, that would just make it come back stronger later, driving deeper underground. Not denied, that would just make it more toxic. But actually dissolved, transmuted, transformed into something else, understanding. Fatigued, the recognition that anger is exhausting, and peace would feel so much better. The rage that felt so righteous moments ago suddenly feels optional, unnecessary, a choice rather than a compulsion. Where the whirlwind touches the fearful combatants, fear loosens its grip. Not erased, fear often has useful information. But the panic dissolves. The overwhelming terror recedes. The whirlwind carries a message deeper than words, beneath words, before words. You are safe. The other parts of you are not your enemies. You don't need to fight for survival. There is enough room for everyone. There is enough safety for all parts. The war doesn't protect you, it exhausts you. Peace is actually the safer choice. The whirlwind carries your message, your truth, to every part of yourself gathered in this forum. Fighting in these streets, you are not enemies. You are all parts of one whole. You all belong to the same being, me. You all serve the same sovereign, me. You all want the same thing ultimately, my well-being, my wholeness, my thriving, my peace. You just have different ideas about how to achieve it. You have different strategies, different priorities, different fears driving you. But fighting each other doesn't serve any of you. War weakens everyone. Conflict exhausts all parties. Peace serves everyone. Cooperation benefits the whole. You watch as the message sinks in, as the whirlwind does its work, as the light and energy flow through every person in the forum. One by one, the warring aspects begin to lay down their weapons. First one, then another, then small groups, then entire factions. They look at each other, really look, maybe for the first time in years, and they remember something they'd forgotten in the heat and chaos and exhaustion of battle. They remember that they're family, different members of the same family, yes, with different roles and different concerns, and different priorities, and different fears, but family nonetheless, all part of the same whole, all aspects of the same self, all trying to protect and serve the same person, you, just in different ways, the part that wanted to move forward and the part that wanted to stay safe, look at each other across the forum. Weapons on the ground between them. There's a long moment of silence. Then the safekeeper speaks, voice hoarse from yelling. I thought you were trying to recklessly endanger us. I thought you didn't care about safety at all. The risk-taker responds, equally hoarse. Catton. I thought you were trying to trap us in stagnation. I thought you wanted us to never grow or change. And then, slowly, understanding dawns. They speak together, voices overlapping. You were trying to protect us. We both want safety. We just defined it differently, the safekeeper realizes. You see safety in growth and change, staying agile, adapting, not becoming rigid and brittle. I see safety in stability and caution, testing before leaping, maintaining what works, not destroying what we've built. We're both right, the risk taker says, wonder in voice. We need both. Some situations call for risk. Others call for caution. We should be consulting each other, not fighting each other. They step forward and embrace. Former enemies, now recognized as allies, with different strategies, serving the same goal. Both trying to keep you safe. Both trying to help you thrive, just in different ways. The same realization spreads through the forum, like ripples from a stone dropped in still water. The part that wants to speak and the part that wants to be silent realize they both want connection. One through authentic expression, the other through maintaining harmony. Both are valuable. Both are needed. Sometimes you need to speak your truth, even if it creates waves. Sometimes you need to be silent, even if you have opinions. They can work together instead of against each other, consulting the part that wants to rest and the part that wants to achieve. Realize they both want your life to be meaningful. One through being, the other through doing. Both are essential. Both have their place. They can alternate instead of fighting for dominance. Times to push, times to rest. Rhythm rather than constant war. The part that wants to feel and the part that wants to think Realize they both process reality, one through emotions, the other through logic. Both gather information, both help you navigate. They can work together, feelings informing thoughts, thoughts helping process feelings. The part that wants connection and the part that wants independence, realize they both protect your well-being, one from loneliness, the other from enmeshment. Both are wise. They can alternate, times for intimacy, times for solitude, both honored. One by one, every warring pair at opposites comes to understanding. They don't merge into one, they remain distinct, with their different perspectives and different priorities and different gifts. But they recognize that they're on the same side, that they serve the same person, that they're complementary, not contradictory, that they can work together, that cooperation serves everyone better than conflict, that the tension between them can be creative rather than destructive. You stand in the center of Rome as your whirlwind continues to flow through the streets, bringing this message of peace, this energy of reconciliation, this power of integration, and Rome begins to transform before your eyes. The fires go out, not extinguished by force, but simply ceasing because no one is feeding them anymore. No more fuel, no more flames, just smoke dissipating into the evening air. The smoke clears, the air becomes breathable again. The broken buildings begin to mend themselves, stones lifting back into place as if pulled by magnets, cracks sealing like runes healing, damage reversing like time running backward. This is the natural state of Rome, whole, intact, functional, beautiful. War damaged it, but peace allows it to restore itself. Integration heals what conflict wounded. The wounded begin to heal too. Former enemies tend to each other's injuries with suddenly gentle hands. "I'm sorry," one says, voice breaking. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I was just trying to protect what I thought mattered. I was scared, I know." The other replies, equally moved. "I'm sorry too. We both did the best we knew how with the understanding we had. Now we know better. We can choose differently. We can work together." They help each other up. They bandage each other's wounds. They lean on each other as they walk toward the fountain to wash the blood and dust away. The streets begin to empty of combatants, but fill with citizens. The ordinary aspects of you who weren't fighting but were hiding, waiting for the war to end so they could get back to their work, their art, their commerce, their routines, and they emerge cautiously at first, peeking out from doorways, checking if it's really safe. Then with growing confidence, as they realize peace has truly been restored, they step out into streets. They begin to clean up the debris. They right the overturned stools. They sweep the broken glass. They are rebuilding already. Markets reopen, vendors set up their stalls again, arranging fruits and vegetables and fabrics and pottery. Commerce resumes, exchange happens, trade flows. Temples welcome worshippers, the sacred is honored again. Prayer and meditation return to the spaces designed for them. Schools receive students. Learning continues, knowledge is passed on. Growth and development happen again. Artists return to their studios, musicians practice in conservatories, writers work in libraries. The creative life of Rome resumes. The ordinary, beautiful, complex life of Rome resumes. This is you functioning well, all parts working together, each doing their role, contributing their gifts, cooperating in the intricate dance of being human. Not fighting, but functioning. Not at war, but at work. You walk through the now peaceful streets of Rome, your whirlwind settling back around you, smaller now, just a gentle spiral, barely visible, a soft golden blue glow. Your work here is done. The war is over. Peace has been restored. Not an empty peace where conflict is suppressed and will explode later. Not a false peace, where one side was defeated and resentment festers. But a real peace, where former enemies have become allies, where opposition has been transformed into cooperation, where conflict has been replaced with collaboration. You find yourself in a beautiful square near the center of Rome. There's a fountain here, water flowing clear and musical, the sound soothing after so much chaos and noise. You sit on the edge of the fountain and look around at your Rome, peaceful, whole, functioning, all parts working together. The evening light is soft now, golden, beautiful. Lamps are being lit in windows, shops are closing for the night, people are heading home for dinner and rest. Life has returned to normal, better than normal, to whole. And you feel it in yourself, the internal war ended. The exhaustion of constant conflict, replaced by the ease of internal cooperation. The drain of energy fighting yourself, transformed into the efficiency and power of all parts working together. The paralysis of cancelling yourself out replaced by the momentum of unified movement. This is integration. This is wholeness. This is peace. Your wolf appears and sits beside you, having stayed out of the conflict, knowing you needed to solve this yourself, not have it solved for you. But present now, offering quiet support, solid companionship. Your eagle lands on the fountain's edge, having watched everything from above, having seen the whole pattern, bearing witness to the peacemaking. Both your companions are here, honoring what you've accomplished, celebrating this victory. Ah, ah, ah. The city is at peace. Your wolf observes, voice quiet but pleased. You did good work here tonight, really good work. This was needed. The peace will hold, your eagle adds, wise eyes gleaming, because it's based on understanding, not force. Parts that choose cooperation serve better than parts that are forced to submit. This peace has roots. It will last. You nod, knowing they're right, feeling the truth of it. This peace will last because it's real. The parts of you haven't been suppressed or defeated. They've been reconciled. They've remembered they're on the same team. They've learned to work together. They've seen that they need each other. The differences between them aren't flaws to be eliminated, but strengths to be coordinated. As evening settles over Rome, as twilight deepens toward night, you see people lighting lamps in windows all over the city. Hundreds of small lights coming on one by one, like stars appearing in a darkening sky. The city glows with warm light, candles and oil lamps, soft golden glows from windows and doorways. Life continuing, work ending, and rest beginning. Connection happening as families gather for evening meals. Solitude honored as individuals retire to their private spaces. Work and rest and connection and solitude, all happening in natural rhythm, all valued, all necessary, all available. This is you, whole and functioning, all parts in their proper place and proper proportion. You can rest now. Rome is at peace. The internal war has ended. The whirlwind has done its work. All parts of you can finally fully work together in harmony instead of fighting each other in destructive conflict. The energy that was wasted on civil war is now available for actually living your life, for moving forward, for creating and building and loving and growing and being. Let yourself sleep deeply now, feeling this peace, knowing this integration, resting in this wholeness. Tomorrow you will wake with Rome still at peace, with internal cooperation still functioning, with the war truly ended. The exhaustion will be replaced by vitality. The confusion will be replaced by clarity. The paralysis will be replaced by purposeful movement. You will be able to act because you are no longer fighting yourself. Sleep now in peace. Rome is whole. You are whole. The war is over. The different parts of you are finally working together. All is well. All is integrated, all is peaceful.